Today, we're going to look at how the planets in our solar system got their names. Thank you for watching. Let's begin. You may think that naming planets is a simple matter of picking a random name, but there's actually a lot of history and mythology behind the names of these celestial bodies. The planets in our solar system are named after Greek and Roman gods and goddesses, except for Earth, which has an English and German name that simply means the ground. But why did the ancient people choose these names? And what do they tell us about the planets themselves? Let's start with the innermost planet, Mercury. Mercury is the smallest and fastest planet in our solar system, orbiting the Sun in only 88 days. It is also very hard to see from Earth because it is always close to the Sun and only visible during dawn or dusk. The ancient Romans named this planet after their gods of travel, commerce, and communication, who was also known for his speed and cunning. Mercury was also the messenger of the gods, carrying their messages across the sky. The Greeks had a similar god named Hermes. Next, we have Venus, the second planet from the Sun and the brightest object in the sky, after the Sun and Moon. Venus is sometimes called the morning star or the evening star because it appears in the horizon before sunrise or after sunset. The ancient Romans named this planet after their goddess of love and beauty, who was also associated with fertility and prosperity. Venus was also the mother of Cupid, the god of desire and affection. The Greeks had a similar goddess named Aphrodite. Moving on, we have Earth, the third planet from the Sun and our home. Earth is the only planet in our solar system that has life as we know it, thanks to its moderate temperature, liquid water, and protective atmosphere. Earth is also the only planet that does not have a name derived from Greek or Roman mythology. Instead, its name comes from Old English and German words that mean the ground or the soil. The ancient Greeks had a goddess of the earth named Gaia, who was the mother of all living things. The Romans had a similar goddess named Terra. Next up, we have Mars, the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet in the solar system. Mars is a cold and dry world with a thin atmosphere and a reddish color due to iron oxide in its soil. The ancient Romans named Mars after their god of war, who was also associated with courage and strength. Mars was also the father of Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of Rome. The Greeks had a similar god named Ares. Moving further out, we have Jupiter, the fifth planet from the Sun and by far the largest. Jupiter is a gas giant with no solid surface and a powerful gravitational field. Jupiter has at least 80 moons. Jupiter also has a ring system and a giant storm called the Great Red Spot. The ancient Romans named this planet after their king of the gods, who was also associated with thunder and lightning. Jupiter was also the protector of Rome and its laws. The Greeks had a similar god named Zeus. Next up, we have Saturn, the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest. Saturn is also a gas giant with no solid surface and a spectacular ring system made of ice, rock, and dust. Saturn has over 100 moons. The ancient Romans named this planet after their god of agriculture, time, and wealth. Saturn was also the father of Jupiter and many other gods. The Greeks had a similar god named Cronus. Moving on, we have Uranus, the seventh planet from the Sun and the third largest in our solar system. Uranus is an ice giant with a thick atmosphere made mostly of hydrogen and helium. Uranus has at least 27 moons and a faint ring system. Uranus has a unique feature. It rotates on its side with an axial tilt of 98 degrees. Uranus was not named by the ancient Romans, but by a modern astronomer named William Herschel, who discovered it in 1781. He initially wanted to name it after his patron, King George III of England. But this idea was not popular among other astronomers. Instead, he chose to name it after an ancient Greek god, the grandfather of Zeus and the father of Cronus. Uranus was the god of the sky and the original ruler of the universe. Finally, we have Neptune, the eighth and furthest planet from the Sun, and the fourth largest. Neptune is also an ice giant with a thick atmosphere made mostly of hydrogen, helium, and methane. Neptune has at least 14 moons and a faint ring system. Neptune also once had a powerful storm called the Great Dark Spot. Neptune was not named by the ancient Romans, but by another modern astronomer named Johann Galli, who discovered it in 1846. He chose to name it after the Roman god of the sea, who was also associated with storms and earthquakes. Neptune was also the brother of Jupiter and Pluto. The Greeks had a similar god named Poseidon. As you can see, the names of the planets in our solar system reflect the cultures and beliefs of the people who named them. They also tell us something about the characteristics and features of these worlds. The planets are not just balls of rock or gas, but living symbols of our imagination and curiosity. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, feel free to show your support with a like, or by sharing it with someone else who may enjoy it. I would also love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you would like to see more videos like this in the future, feel free to subscribe. Thanks again. Until next time, take care and be well.